Hello guys, welcome back. So we are going to proceed to create our other files. So today we are going to create the add file. So in this add file, what we need is we need some PHP code. But before then, let's go ahead to create the database. So what are the details that we need at the database? So let's check. Let's go to PHP MyAdmin. So we need name, contact, email, and image. So I'm going to call this the database as CRUD with image. CRUD with image. Then I'm going to name the table as contact. Sorry about that. So the table, I need ID, name, contact, email, and image. So it will be five number of column. So let's click go. So the first one will be ID, the second one will be name, the third is going to be contact. So the fourth will be email, the fifth is going to be image. Just like you saving the contact of somebody you know, so you need to upload the image of the person also. So the type for the ID will be int 11. The name, I'm going to set it as voucher 255. Then the contact also voucher 255. Email voucher 255. Image, I'm going to set it as text because it's a string. Alright, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to come to make the ID auto increment so that it will be automatically numbered by self. So we have name, contact, email, and image. So let's click save. Alright, so everything is okay. So let's go to our file and create we'll create db.php. So let me create additional file. I'll call it db.php for the database string. So what I need here, let me open my PHP tag. So I'm going to initialize all the connection variables. I'll name this one as host. Let me just do them so fast. Alright, so I just initialize all the variable. The host is localhost, username is root, password I don't have password, db name is CRUD with image. I copied it from here. So let me set the connection string. So the connection string is ready. At this point, is now being connected to the database, but we need to know if connection is successful or not. So we say if con is not successful, then you need to show us error. We say die. Connection failed. So we need it to also tell us the type of error that we're having. So we set the error function. So what if connection is successful? Alright, so if connection is successful, it will give us that connection is successful. So let's test it. How do we test it? We are going to require it in the index.php. So at index.php, we'll come to the top. So just include it as a db.php. So let's ensure that it is safe. So let's click save. So let's go to our browser and refresh it. So you can see that connection successful. So we have confirmed that the connection is successful. Let's try to give an error, to give a mistake, like the one that doesn't have password. Let's just give it any password and see what the error is going to be. So you can see access denied for user root out. You can see that we can now know what the error is. Say connection failed. Alright, so we are going to remove the connection successful also. So let's put everything in order and remove the connection successful, because we can see that our app is now okay. We don't need it to be showing connection successful. So let's refresh it. So everything is alright. So let's proceed to create to the add.php. So on the create is where the HTML form is, while the add.php is where our PHP code is going to be. So here we are going to write a lot of code, but before then, let's bring in the db.php first. So let's bring in PHP code. Oh, sorry for that. So we need to require the db.php. So let's set all what we need. We say if is set nara underscore posts submit. If it set submit, that is if the user click on this submit, if you come to the form, we have submit here. Let me reduce the name to small letter S. So if the user click on this submit button, then something should happen. So inside here, this is where we are going to write our code. We are going to first of all initialize the variables that we need. Name is equal to post. From our database we have name. The next thing we have is a contact. The next one is a email. Alright, so now we need to work on the image. For us to work on the image, we first need to, we have a directory here called upload. So we need to create a PHP function that will direct us to that upload folder. So let's create this variable called upload underscore dro. Upload directory is equal to upload is equal to upload. So the first thing we need to create is this. We are going to create a variable called img name. Img name is equal to img name is equal to, we set it as, we set the image file. So let me just quickly type all of this before I explain. Alright, so this is for the image name, and this is for the temp name, and this is for the size. So before we proceed to insert an image into the database, we need to do a validation check for it. Even before we store other details into the database, we need to check, we need to validate. So now come down and say if empty name then there should be an error message. So here the validation said that if name is empty, it will tell the user please input name. If contact is empty, please input contact. If email is empty, please input email, else it can proceed. So here we want to do validation for the image. So let me just type everything, then I will explain. So guys, all these are validation for image. So here now, it should allow all these JPEG, JPG, PNG. Those are what we want it to allow, and set the name to lowercase. Then just give it a random name, random number. Then in an array, it will check the extension and check the allow. It will check here is for us to check if the given everything that was given, the extension, the name, if everything is correct, then it should proceed to the second to check the size. If the image is too large, if it's above 5 MB, then it will tell the user that image too large. Else it will check the extension. If it will check the image format. If none of this format has been uploaded, it will not allow the user to proceed. To tell the user, please select a valid image. So let's proceed. So here is for us to check if there is no error. If there is no error, then proceed to insert into the database. The user's table is contacts. So here we'll just check. We'll just try to insert it into the database. So before, we'll just bring the name, contact, email, and image, and also set the values. Then we'll now proceed. But before we proceed, we'll set a result. Result variable is equal to my SQLi underscore query, my SQLi underscore query will set the connection string and we'll set the SQL. So now say if results, if the result is set, if the result is true, then we'll give sources message, sources msg, new record added successfully. Else we set error message. Error message is equal to error, then we give the type of error. Then we give the type of error. So everything is okay now. So before we proceed to test our file, we're going to go to the create and check if everything is okay. So on the create, what I did here is that I set the action to add.php. So whenever you click create, it will send it to add.php and the method is post. Then I put this multi-path / form data so that image will work. So then I bring in the add.php. So everything is all right. Let's test our file. Let's test it. So let me just refresh it. All right. So at our database now, there is no information on the database. So let me just enter John Doe, contacts 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, email is john@gmail.com. Then let me check for my images, the image I have. Okay, let me click on the image. So let's click submit and see. Let's see. You can see that the information has been added successfully. John Doe, contact 1 2 3 4. the email is john@gmail.com. So that is the image file. So it sent us to add.php. So we're supposed to have a message. So we're going to fix that in the next video. You can see the image cannot be opened in this place. The image is here. So I will see you in the next video.